Okay, on page 729, I'm going to move this over. We're going to get started. Our essential question, what we should be able to answer by the end, is how can you find the area of combined rectangles? So if you look at your lesson a little bit ahead, we're dealing with shapes we have not dealt with yet, but we will work on that together, okay? And don't worry if you don't understand it completely today. We are practicing and reviewing more on Monday, okay? Because this will take us a little bit to understand, okay? So, learning objective. This is what we should be able to do by the end, but we may need another day on that. That's completely okay. It says you will find the area of complex shapes composed of rectangles by decomposing them into non-overlapping rectangles and adding the areas together. So, let me put on my glasses here. Unlock the problem. Jan is visiting a botanical garden with her family. The diagram right here shows two rectangle sections of the garden. What is the total area of the two sections? Well, if we remember, when we're looking for area, that equals base times height. And that normally works for a rectangle, but this is not a rectangle shape. This is very much an L shape. And I have a bunch of different numbers, so I can't necessarily do base times height on this shape. I'm going to have to break up the shape. There are two different ways to find the area of combined rectangles. So first thing, we can count unit squares, which this one's divided up into squares, so we're easily able to count that. It says draw the garden on grid paper. It's already drawn for us. Then find the area of each section by counting unit squares inside the shape. So the rose garden, that's this top section right here. We need to count how many squares are in this top section only, not the bottom, okay? If you would like to answer that, please comment with a letter G in the chat, please. Maria, go ahead. How many in this top section right here? How many did you say?
25.
25. Let's double check here. I can multiply too. I got 3 across and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So you were very close. If I count across, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 square meters. Now, I need to know the herb garden. That's a section down here. If you would like to count the squares and let me know, comment with the letter X in the chat, please. And Eric, I only need one letter, not 6 of them in the comment, okay? Axel, go ahead. How many squares do I have on this bottom?
16.
16. I can check. I got 4 across. 4 across, 4 times 4 is 16, so I do have 16. Now what I do is I add those areas together. In order to find all the total area, I split up the shape into 2 easier shapes, and I add it together. So I'm doing 24 plus 16. I'm going to write it right here too so I can line up my numbers and see it easier that way. And I can add 6 plus 4. If you would like to help me on the adding part, comment with the letter L in the chat for me, please. Jaylee Smiley, go ahead. 4 plus 6, what's that, Jaylee?
10.
10, so I'm going to drop a 0, carry a 1. Now 2 plus 1 plus 1.
4.
4. Thank you. So 24 plus 16 equals 40 square meters. Okay? Another way, this time we're using our formula base times height, but this time we're breaking it up. We're going to look at this top one here. So for Rosa's garden, I got to do base times height. This shape here, I drew a line across to create 2 separate shapes. And if I take a Post-it note, which I'm grabbing right now for you, if I take a Post-it note and cover up the herb garden, all I see is one rectangle that I need to find the area of. Remember, base is the horizontal, height is the vertical line. So for area down here, where I write base times height, I would write 8 times 3. 8 times 3. If you would like to answer what 8 times 3 is, comment with the letter T in the chat, please. Axel, go ahead.
24.
24, thank you. Then I'm working on the herb garden. So if I go back up to my shape, I would cover up the rose garden. I don't need that part anymore. I just need this section. So if I cover that up, I just have this one. And I have base and height. So 4 times 7. If you'd like to answer what 4 times 7 is, comment with the letter M in the chat, please. Quinn, go ahead.
1 second. 28.
28, thank you. And now what I do, I found the area of both of these. I need to add them together to find the whole garden area. So once again, I'm going to add 24 plus 28. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We did this one wrong. Let's go back up to herb garden. I was looking at that 7. That 7 is the length of the whole side. I can't do the length of the whole side. When I covered this up, that's no longer 7 meters here. This is 4 meters. So this is actually 4 times 4. So Quinn, can you tell me what 4 times 4 is, please?
Can you give me a minute to think?
Mm-hmm. So for those of you that are like, why'd you cross out the 7? That side is 4 up here. So 4 times 4, I had to change my math problem, which means this answer also changes. I wrote mine in pen. Hopefully you wrote yours in pencil. Okay, Quinn, are you ready? 4 times 4.
16.
16, which changes this math problem. 24 plus 16, which we did up here, is 40. So the total area of this shape here is 40 square meters. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the next problem to practice. And then after that problem, I will take questions. Okay. So turn the page onto page 730. We're going to start with this example here. It says, Greg is laying carpet in the space outside his laundry room. The diagram shows where the carpet will be installed. So this is the area where carpet will be installed. The space is made of combined rectangles. What is the area of the carpeted space? You can find the area using addition or subtraction. Okay? So first thing we're going to do the one that requires addition. They broke it up here with our multiplication problem, base times height. Rectangle A, they've taken this and they just drew a little line right here. Labeled this A, labeled that B. That's what this is right here. The same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up rectangle B because I'm figuring out rectangle A right now. So all I have to do is look right here at these. Like that. Okay? Now, this here is saying 8 foot is the same for this side right here and the side going up right there, okay? So for my rectangle A, it's asking base times height. Remember, base is my horizontal line. My vertical line is my height, and we're trying to figure out this one right here. So that would be 8 times 9. If you would like to answer what 8 times 9 is, comment with the letter J in the chat for me, please. Aaron Froge, go ahead.
72.
72, thank you. Now I'm looking at rectangle B. That means I need to cover up rectangle A, so I just am looking at rectangle B. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm actually going to fold this a little bit. Okay. So I'm covering it up. I'm just looking at rectangle B right now. Now this 24 that I see is for the whole length of both shapes together. So I don't need to worry about this 24 when I'm looking at my shape. I'm looking at these sides here, which we can see 16 and 17. 16 is my base, 17 is my height. If I look at my problem, base times height, base is blank. That's where I would put 16. Now, we don't know 16 times 17 off the top of our head, but Mrs. Cox is going to grab a scrap paper and we'll work on it together. So here's my scrap paper. I'm going to take 16 times 17. If you would like to help me with this math problem, please comment with the letter E in the chat. Axel. Okay. Time out real quick before Axel and I get started. Sorry, my screen glitched, guys. It should be back. Bella, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just got on like a minute ago.
Page 730.
Because my Wi-Fi was being weird. So, I don't know what's happening. I have my math book, but I don't know what's happening.
Page 730. Okay, that's where we're at, and we're working slowly on the problem. Today, Bella, as we're working in our math book, if you notice, our shapes don't look like a complete rectangle or square. They're irregular shapes, and so because of that, we have to split up our shapes and do our area and then add them together. So that's what we're practicing right now, and Axel's about to walk me through this problem right here. Okay, 16 times 17. Okay, Axel, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, 7 times 6.
42.
42. So I'm going to drop my 2, carry my 4.
Mm-hmm.
7 times 1, Axel?
7
plus 4
would be 11.
11. This 1 is in the tens place, so what do I need to do next?
Drop a 0.
Drop a 0. Good job. Then I have 1 times 6. What's 1 times 6?
6.
Okay. And then 1 times 1.
1.
And then what do I do, Axel?
You add them.
I add them. Good. 2 plus 0?
2.
6 plus 1?
7.
1 and 1.
2.
So 272 for this part right here. So I'm going to write that down. Now, I just found, together with you guys, the area of rectangle A and the area of rectangle B. But that doesn't tell me what this whole shape's area is unless I add those two numbers together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 72 and 272. Now, on this, I'm going to write this on my scrap paper to keep it lined up. So I'm going to take 272 plus 72. If you'd like to help me with this addition problem, comment with the letter A in the chat. Carter T. Are you ready, Carter?
No, actually, I accidentally did that.
Okay. I'm going to have Eric help me. Ready, Eric?
Yeah.
2 plus 2.
4.
Okay. 7 plus 7.
14.
Drop my 4, carry my 1, and then I got 2 plus 1.
3.
3. So 344 is the area of A, the rectangle A and B together. Okay, so that's 344 square feet. Remember, we can also write it like this, feet squared. Okay. Another way, this is a different way than what we've done, okay? This way is using subtraction, okay? You can do this by adding to make this its own shape, okay? So in order to do that, in order to make it a whole rectangle, what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottom number, because that's all this side, which would mean all that side up top. And then 17 is all this side and what would be that missing thing. So this is taking the whole area of a shape with this new added shape in it, okay? So we're going to start with 24 times 17. And we need to do that math on scrap paper. If you want to take a second and grab scrap paper because you don't have that yet, go ahead and do that, please. I'm going to write it down on my paper right here. 24 times 17. And we can get started. If you'd like to help me with this math problem, comment with the letter H in the chat for me, please. Carter T, you ready this time? Make sure to unmute, buddy. I think he's having issues. Okay. Draylee Smiley, you help me out here. 7 times 4. What's 7 times 4, Jaylee?
28.
28. Drop my 2, or my 8, carry my 2. 7 times 2.
14.
Plus 2 more?
16.
Okay. This 1's in the tens place, so what do I need to do next?
Drop a 0.
Good job. Drop a 0. 1 times 4 is?
4.
1 times 2 is?
2.
Then what do I do, Jaylee?
You add them.
Add them together. I got 8 plus 0. What's 8 plus 0?
8.
Okay. 6 plus 4?
10.
2 plus 1 plus 1?
4.
Okay, so 408. That is for this whole shape if this were one big rectangle with what I'm coloring in included, okay? That's included in that shape. So that's 408 right there. This one, we are finding the area of the missing section only. We're only finding what I colored in. Thank goodness it tells me that each side here, this side and this side, is 8. So base times height is literally 8 times 8. If you would like to answer what 8 times 8 is, comment in the chat with the letter O. Someone needs to make sure they're muted, please. Aaron, what's 8 times 8?
64.
Way to go, bud. Now, this is the way I did this one. I found the area for as if this were one giant rectangle. And then I found the area of the little square. And now I have to subtract them to find what this is. Okay? So that's going to be 408 minus 64. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head, so I'm going to write that on my scrap paper. Right here, we're going to take 408 minus 64. If you'd like to help me with the subtraction problem, comment with the letter B as in boy in the chat, please. I'm seeing a lot of the same friends. I'm going to try to wait on someone else, please. Hey, Aaron, you're unmuted right now. Maria, I'm going to have you help me on this one, okay? 8 minus 4 is what, Maria?
4.
4. Can I take 6 away from 0?
No.
I need to borrow, so I go over to my 4, borrow 1, that 4 becomes a 3, and then my 0 becomes a 10, right, Maria?
Yes.
Now, what's 10 minus 6, Maria?
4.
4. What's 3 minus 0?
3.
3. Hey, guys, look. My answers are the same. 2 different methods of doing it, but same answer means I did my math right. Good job. So the area of the carpeted square is 344 square feet. Okay. Now we're going to go up to the top of the next page. But before we do that, if you have a question, comment in the chat with a question mark, please, so we can get some of those questions answered before I move on. Okay, Maria, you have a question?
I understand that one. No.
Is it the subtraction one or the addition one we did?
One.
The subtraction. Usually you can pick which method you like better. Okay? So if you like to split up your shapes and then add them, do it that way. This is just another way we could do it. I personally like this way much more. So I'm going to stick to this way. If you like that way much more, you can stick to that way too, okay?
Okay.
Carter T, I only need one question mark from you. But what's your question?
I was having problems. I couldn't get my mic to mute because the thing wouldn't pop up.
Okay.
So I couldn't do that one.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll call on you for another one, okay? So keep commenting in the chat with the proper letter, and I'll call on you, okay? So that's my only questions, and we're going to move on to the top of page 731. Okay, it says, explain how to find the total area. I can just count the squares, so we're going to skip this one. We're going to go straight to 2, okay? Now, we are going to work on this problem by splitting the problem up because I can't find the area of this shape just by typing in a formula. I need to divide my shapes up. So I'm going to go ahead and divide my shape just like this. I want you to go ahead and divide your shape like that too, please. Okay. Once you've divided that shape, I'm going to label one A and one B so then I can keep track of my area. And we're going to solve for A first. So because I'm solving for A first, I'm going to cover up B so it doesn't distract me. I'm solving for A. If you'd like to help me with this, comment in the chat with the letter D as in dog. I'm looking for friends maybe that I haven't gotten to call on a lot yet. Okay. Jaylee, go ahead with this. What numbers would I write down for base times height?
The base would be 6 millimeters.
Okay.
And the height would be 3 millimeters.
Okay, so I'm writing this down. This is 2. I'm going to write a little a to say this is area for A. Area base times height. She told me the base would be 6 because it's my horizontal line. And she said 3 would be my height because it's my vertical line. Now, Jaylee, what is 6 times 3?
18.
18. Awesome. And what's my label?
MM.
MM, and I multiplied it twice, so I need to have my squared sign. MM2. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to take my rectangle here, just like that, and I'm going to figure out the area for B, which I wrote a little b. I'm going to write my formula. Area equals base times height. Maria, since you volunteered earlier, I'm going to call on you this time. What numbers would I be multiplying for my formula?
6 and 9.
6 and 9. 6 is my base. It's horizontal, so that's 6. 9 is my height, so 6 times 9. Maria, can you tell me what 6 times 9 is real quick?
60.
Do you need a little help? 7 times 9 is 63. Aaron, what are you thinking?
54.
54. So very close. You were up a little too high. One way I can do this, guys, remember with 9s, you can do the finger game. And I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fold it. And then I have 50 on one side 4 on the other, so 54. Thank you, Maria, for your help. Millimeters twice is millimeters squared. Now, I just found the area of A and B, but I need to add these two together. So I'm going to go right under to the side here, and I'm going to write 54 plus 18. If you'd like to help me with the addition problem, comment with the letter T in the chat, please.
Oh my God, it never freaking.
Max, help me. 4 plus 8, Max?
12.
12, thank you. 5 plus 1 plus 1?
7.
7. So 72 millimeters squared, because when I add, my labels stay the same, is the area for this problem right here. Okay. Now, someone needs to mute their microphone. Thank you, Carter. We're going to do this shape here. We're going to go across. We're going to do a little harder way just so you can get in the mindset of this in case you have to. So cut your line across like this. I know normally it'd be easier just cut it down, but I want you to cut it across, please. Aaron, make sure you're muted too, buddy, okay?
Why do I keep getting unmuted?
I don't know, buddy. Okay. Now back to our problem here. So I have this shape I'm going to label A. This shape I'm going to label B. Now with this one, when I do this right here, I'm looking at my shape 10 across. 2 is my height. So my formula here for number 3, area equals base times height. This is the first one there. I'm going to do 10 times 2. I want you to work out the rest of the problem. I'll ask for an answer here in a moment, okay? Make sure you have your label correct as well. So you work. I'll give you a couple seconds, then we'll go over it. When you have the answer and you would like to comment and help me with that problem, comment with the letter Y in the chat. Eric, you're going to be helping me here in a moment, okay? But we're going to let our friends work for a little bit more. Okay, Eric. 2 times 10.
20.
20. And what's my label, Eric?
20. What's meter? Wait, what is that M thing?
MI is mile.
Yeah, miles.
Miles what?
Miles.
Squared? Because I'm taking mile times mile. That's mile squared. Okay. Let's figure out B now. Okay. I'm taking 7 times 18. You're going to work on this one as well. You don't know how to do that math? Write it off to the side so you can keep track. Okay, so you're going to work and figure out the math to that one really quick. Okay, if you'd like to help me with this problem, comment with the letter U in the chat, please. I'm going to have Axel help me this time. Okay, Axel, let's break it down for our friends that may not know this off the top of their head, just like me. 7 times 8.
56.
56. Write down my 6, carry my 5. 7 times 1.
7.
Plus 5 more.
12.
12. So 126. What's my label, buddy?
M-I.
Miles. What?
Square.
Good job. Now, what do I do with these two? I add them together. So 126. Hey, Maria, it's past 1:30. Do you need to check with Miss Lynette real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you later. If you need me for anything, just get a hold of me this afternoon, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye. 126 plus 20. If you'd like to help me add this, comment with the letter R in the chat, please. Jaylee Smiley, go ahead. 6 plus 0.
6.
2 plus 2.
4.
1 plus 0.
1.
What's my label?
MI2.
Miles squared, yes. That would be the area of this whole entire shape. 146 miles squared. Now this one here, gonna be a little harder, okay? Because we divided it up into 3 shapes. Okay? Because we're dividing it up into 3 shapes. When I divide this shape up right here, it's telling me 8 times 4, yes. This one, same, 8 times 4. But when I do this one here and cover this side up here, I do not have a side here. I have to subtract to figure out the side. Okay? So when I look at this shape, I notice 8 feet, 8 feet. That's this whole length and this whole length long. And I notice 4 feet, 4 feet. In order to figure out what this and this is, what I need to do is take 8 minus 4 to find my missing side here. 8 minus 4, comment with the number in the chat. What's the answer? Write the answer in the chat. A lot of people are getting 4. Some people are saying I'm glitching. I'm sorry about that. It may be my Wi-Fi. It may be your Wi-Fi, okay? I can't help with that right now. People are saying 4 because I have to take this side minus this side to get 4. Which will help me on both sides. You will need to do this. Let me zoom in real quick. You will need to do this like that on one of your problems in your math homework. Okay? So let me re-explain so you remember, because this one's harder than some of the others because we have 3 different shapes we have to figure out. Easy to figure out this shape, what the area is. Easy to figure out what this shape is. But if I covered both of these up here, I wasn't able to find the area of this shape until I found the side, my height for this shape. Because my length is not 16. 16's for this whole bottom. My base was 8, but I didn't know my height until I subtracted this height from that height to find my missing height, okay? So now I'm going to do area for 3 shapes here. We're going to do A, B, and C, okay? So for A, I got area equals length or base times height. For shape A, that's going to be 8 and 4. What if you know the answer? Comment the answer in the chat. 4 is my base, 8 is the height. So 4 times 8 would be what? Axel said 32. He's right. What would my label be? Feet squared. 32 feet squared. So I just did A. Now let's do B. Area equals base times height. We figured it out here when we looked at it that 8 is my base. My height is 4. I'm blurry, sorry. 8 times 4. Hey, look, same math problem. 32 feet squared. Now I need to look at C. Hey, 4 and 8 again, but I still have to write it out. Area equals base times height. My base this time is 4. 8 is my height. 4 times 8 is also 32. Now I have to add 32 all together 3 times. If you want to help me on this math problem, comment with the letter T in the chat. Bella, you're going to help me here. You ready? 2 plus 2 plus 2.
Equals 6.
6, yes. 3 plus 3 plus 3.
9.
96. What's my label?
I forgot.
Feet squared.
Feet squared.
So the area for this shape altogether is 96 feet squared. Okay? Now we're going to look at some homework together, okay? On page 733, on page 733, let me pull up, it's learning on my other computer. Just give me a moment. No number 6. No number 6. Okay. On these two, simple. This one, you're using this whole diagram to answer these 2 questions. It says, Nadia makes the diagram below to represent the counter space she wants to build in her craft room. What is the area of the space that Nadia has shown for scrapbooking? That's this one right here. This is number 4. You got to find the area here. Now look, it's giving me a base but no height. Because of that, I need to take I need to take 15 minus the 11 to figure out what this missing link is right here. Okay? Or I can't find the area for this. What is the area of the space she has shown for painting? That's this section here. I know the base. I don't know the height. I need to subtract this from 5 to get my height because this is a square. So that means 5, 5, 5, 5 is my, well, maybe not. Sorry. Let's look. I'm trying to think. Oh, sorry. When I find the height of this shape, the scrapbooking shape, then I can subtract that from the 9 to figure out what's this. Because I don't know what this side is and I don't know what this side is yet. Okay? So you're going to have to use some critical thinking and think about that when you figure it out. Okay? On page 734, no number 3 and no number 4. So you are doing number 1, you're doing number 2, number 5, and number 6. I'm going to show you It's Learning real quick too, and then I will take questions on It's Learning. For math, you have your workbook. Here in a moment, I'm going to assign Animated Math Models 13.3 in Mega Math. So you have about an hour before school's technically over, but you need to finish your math book, your online Go Math, and your math review. Now, Mrs. Ferson and I were looking at assignments, and she said, hey, some of your kiddos aren't turning stuff in. She said quite a few, actually. And I said, yeah, I noticed quite a few of my friends have not been on Google Meets either. That means you have work to make up. You need to check if you're missing something that you need to make. If you remember, hey, I didn't get to this yesterday, please go back and do that so you don't have to do it all tomorrow, okay? I will have a missing work page posted for tomorrow morning of things that people need to work on, okay? I don't know off the top of my head right now, so please don't ask me what am I missing right now, okay? Because I still have some checking to do, okay? So you are getting started on your work. If you have a question, please put a question mark in the chat for me. Axel, you have a question.
So, like, for, like, the math, so, like, when you, like, do the area or something like that, how do you know which ones to subtract or to do first to multiply?
Are you talking about
Homework?
Yeah. Are you talking about this problem right here?
No, the number two.
Number two. On number two, whoops, my face is in the middle of that. Sorry. On number two, you can choose to either cut it this way or you can cut it this way, your choice. Okay, and then find the area of your two shapes, whatever you did, and then add them together.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions for me? Let me minimize that. Aaron, you have a question.
What numbers on page 733 do we do?
The first page, 733, all of it but number 6.
Okay.
734, no number 3 and no number 4.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions for me? If not, you may go ahead and get started on